Welcome to Safar TV.
Hello. Good morning, good Sunday morning. Welcome to Safar TV. I'm Stanley Flake. This is my beautiful wife, Renee Flake.
Good morning. Good to see you guys.
I hope everyone had a prosperous, blessed week and a weekend. Hey guys, our topic today is life transitions. And the definition of life transition is any changes or adjustments that impact your life in major ways. For examples, we have examples of transitions. Examples are like loss of job, changes with friends, the birth of a child, loss of a loved one, the COVID pandemic, retirement from your job, and moving to another city. So we're going to be discussing these topics today.
Well, we're going to start out with loss of job. I think that was the first one on our list, right?
Yeah, loss of jobs.
We've definitely had an experience with that. And I do remember, I can't remember exactly what year it was, but there was a point during our marriage where we both lost our jobs at the same time.
Yeah.
And so it really was hard. It was a great struggle. And the thing about life transitions is that we often feel a lot of stress, we experience change, and so it can be kind of overwhelming. But when we both lost our jobs, we had to do what we had to do. We cut back on things, did away with things because we had to look at our finances and things like that, and we're trying to find ways that would help us. We didn't have cable. We rented our DVDs from the library. We did that for a while.
Good old days.
So there's always things that we have to change when we are going through transitions in our life. And so that was something that we changed. Do you remember anything else that stands out in your mind about when we lost our jobs? What you did or what we did?
I know we couldn't eat out no more.
Yeah, we did. We
definitely
cut out
a lot of eating out in restaurants and stuff. Yeah,
stretch the budget and eat sandwiches and different things, but we made it.
We made it.
So it's so important that if you lose a job, you're having to take a look at what is it that you can change, and how can we adjust and deal, because it's a very stressful situation. So trying to manage your stress is so important if that ever happens to you. And most people can identify with losing a job, whether you were fired or your company shut down or just different things. So that's one that we can be mindful of that happens. And what's the next one we have down?
Changes with friends.
Okay. Yeah. You want to share some things about that?
Well, changes with friends. We've still have friends that were far away when we moved, but we communicated, but we didn't communicate as much as we used to because we was, wasn't in the same spot. And then the changes of friends, it was hard for me to adjust to new people, new settings. And so, because I was still longing for my old friends.
Yeah, and that's to be expected.
And that's natural.
And something else I know that we've talked about before is that sometimes friends are just friends for a season.
Yeah.
They're temporary people that gave you support and have impacted your life in a positive way. And so sometimes in your life, your that inner circle changes.
Right.
Understand, you move on and you start connecting to other people, whether it's at work or church that you're at or whatever, but you're finding new friends. And it's not that those friends are not friends anymore. I think some people think just because you're not connected and it was a temporary connection or whatever, you still are friends. You just maybe not contact each other as much as you used to.
Right.
And so with people having families and your life changes and things like that, you have to adjust to that. Sometimes it hurts a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because you miss that closeness that you had.
Yeah, the camaraderie that you once had. Yeah, and that can tug on your heart, especially when you got years and years involved of being friends.
Yeah.
Because sometimes friends can be more closer than a family member, believe it or not.
That's true. That's true.
And that connection, that bond, it can leave some pain.
Yeah.
Some real pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in time, here we go again. In time,
and change has to come.
Change will come.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's our next one?
Birth of a child. Ooh.
I'm gonna start with that one.
I know I'm gonna let you start with that one.
Birth of a child, as we all know, comes with changes and stress with this particular life transition, because your whole world is changing and it's going to be centered around that little bundle of joy that you're responsible for taking care of. So changes can include anything from cutting back, like we just said before, cutting back on things, watching your budget, planning more for how to provide for your child, whether it's maybe taking on additional jobs or getting a better paying job, or because knowing that you got diapers, formula, the child grows and grows and grows, and changes happen as they grow, needs change and all that stuff. You know, what else would you say?
Education.
Yeah. Maybe preparing for the future.
Education of the future.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of changes, a lot of things that we have to think about with a baby. Who's going to take care of the baby when you go back to work as a mom? We have to look at that. And as a family, you got to review what's the best solution for us. In the very beginning, we had an older cousin in the family, and her husband that provided care for our son, Aaron. Because you want to be comfortable and make sure that you feel that your child is safe, whatever environment that you put them in, and you're not worried all day long that something, that something may happen to them negatively. So you have to be mindful of that.
Yeah, it was sort of hard at the beginning for us when he was born, because we was working on 2 different shifts.
Yeah,
I never forget in our little apartment, and I was on 3rd shift.
Yeah. I was 3rd that time. I was on 3rd during that time, actually.
And I was on 2nd?
Yeah.
2nd shift, and I was like, I didn't get no sleep.
We didn't see each other really. Just like hello, goodbye.
2 shifts passing in the night.
Yeah. So that can add a lot of stress to your relationship too, when you're not getting as much rest and stuff. So just making sure that you even take better care of yourself.
Yeah.
Can be a part of that change too. Let me see. We got
loss of a loved one.
Okay.
Yeah, loss of a loved one. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a tough year and a half, and a couple of years it's been tough.
Yeah.
A couple of years it's been tough.
It's not an easy topic to talk about.
Yeah.
We all have lost loved ones. I think the hardest part for me, like I was telling you before, and other people and friends and family, it was hard when I lost my brother.
Yeah.
Because we talked a lot.
Right.
And to not talk to him anymore, and it took a lot out of me. It took a lot, to a point that I couldn't even look at his number.
Yeah.
I had to literally delete his number out of my phone, which was very hard for me. I think that was the hardest part, the communication and adjusting of that. And still today, his 1-year anniversary is coming up soon.
It's 1 or 2?
I think it's 2. No, 2.
Maybe 2 years now. I think we've lost track.
Yeah, we lost track because of the time, and sometimes I don't really focus on the time because it was so much pain.
Right.
But yeah, that is a major adjustment. The communication, the phone calls, the laughter, because we joked on the phone all the time. We clowned and laughed and talked about real life issues.
And something that I know that I did, I accidentally called his phone number after he passed, and I didn't mean to do it. I don't know how I ended up calling his phone number. So that was that was a moment of just, reality sinking in that
Mhm.
they're not there anymore. But we miss the hugs from all our family
Oh
members that
yeah,
passed away, all the
yeah,
wisdom, the knowledge, the support, the understanding. That a lot of our cheerleaders that have passed on,
yeah,
that were in our
yeah,
corner. So
yeah.
it does take a toll on you, but you just have to look at the positive. We
Mhm.
try to focus on the positive things and the wonderful memories that we have, things that you laughed about together with your parents or your cousins and your aunts or your uncles or your loved ones, those good memories that we can cherish, because we always keep those with us,
Yeah,
no matter what happens in our life. We always have the memories, and we'll have that love
right.
that we still have, that we can cherish, that we have with them. So that's an important
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. And you have to really, as hard as it is, you have to find yourself in a place, and it comes in time. And don't
Right.
allow anybody to tell you how to grieve,
Or how long to
or how to
grieve.
learn to grieve, or how to feel about it, because
Right.
it varies for different people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and you have to allow yourself to marinate in it, just marinate in it for a little bit, but don't stay there too long.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, and in time,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be God's timing,
Yeah.
and you'll know when to move on and how to move on. But it's according to everybody. It's
It's an individual
it's an
thing,
individual
right?
thing.
It's an
Yeah,
individual thing.
yeah,
Yeah, you have to find, like you said, I agree with that. It's important that you grieve the way that you want to grieve,
mm,
and hang on to those memories. I remember
mm,
one point after Daddy died and we had moved back to this area.
mm.
I was feeling a little sad, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do something different today." So I actually went to the grocery store and bought like it was a small square cake square or
Mhm.
something on his birthday, and I went and I just sat out there and ate it and just sat there and just, I had a moment,
Mm.
a good memory, about my dad. And I think if we think, like I said, focus on the positive and find something that would make you happy um, about the times you spent with them or whatever, because it's so important. Those memories actually keep us going.
Yeah.
They keep us going. So just think about that. And there was one lady I knew that in the past she had lost her mom, and what she ended up doing was like, hey, we want to do a celebration of life.
Right.
So for her birthday every year they would get together and just talk about all the good memories and have a party in her honor. And I was like, God, that's an awesome idea. So like I said, it has to be more personalized to you, for what works for you. For some people, and I think we're dwelling here for a little bit because I know there are a lot of people that are hurting right now.
Yeah.
But for some people, it's good. It may be comforting to them to go to the cemetery and visit. And for others, it's not comforting.
Right.
So that goes back to
Yeah.
looking at what makes you feel better. And the thing that stands out the most to me with all of the ones that have passed away is I know they would want me to be happy.
Yeah.
They wouldn't want me to be sad. They wouldn't want me to just shut down and not go forward with my life. So I'm encouraging
Yeah.
all of you who are kind of feeling kind of sad and missing those people, just think about those wonderful, loving memories, and have some laughs with some family members about some crazy stuff that happened when you were growing up, and all the good times.
Yeah.
But yeah, just make sure that you're remembering the good times and you're focusing on the positive,
Yeah.
right?
I know what gave me comfort. At times, believe it or not, my loved ones come to me in my dream.
Yeah.
They come to me in my dream. And the body that they left behind in this earth, it's like they're not even the same body. It's like they're in a more younger. I had a dream about my dad, and he was like in the house of my grandmother, and it was a sunny room. The room was filled up with sunshine.
Yeah.
And as I was walking, it felt like I was a camera, a lens, but the closer I got to him,
Mm-hmm.
his back was like turned towards me, and he was wearing a suit, and I mean, he was clean.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked like he was about, I'm not telling y'all no story, he looked like he was about 22. And when I said, Dad, Dad, and he turned around and smiled at me, he didn't even look the same when he left from here. and that gave me peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the reason why it gave me peace, it was like a comfort to know he was letting me know that he was okay.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
so, for the ones that believe in dreams, sometimes they will come to you in your dream.
It's true. And it can be comforting.
And embrace that moment, because it's a beautiful moment when that happens. And it's a very peaceful moment. It gives you the assurance that they're okay.
Yeah. That's kind of what it does for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. Let's get to the next topic.
Ooh, this is the one that's on everybody's mind these days.
This is the COVID pandemic.
Ooh.
So there's really no solution for this, or it can be, but it sort of varies. So I'll let you.
Well, it ties in more to adjusting to what we're dealing with right now as a country and as a world, because it's a global pandemic. It's world, it's in the fact that the whole world has been affected by it. And so what we've learned to do is try to decrease our anxiety. In the beginning, we were doing the thing like a lot of other people, shopping online, going to pick up and all that. But at one point, I got to the point where I felt comfortable, and we started going into stores again, but making sure we were practicing safety, masking, social distancing, using our hand sanitizer and stuff like that. And it has been a totally different world. So even especially with the school systems and different changes, so parents are having to adjust whether or not they can work, or can they find someone that can take care of their children when they go to work once the kids were actually at home away from school. So there's a lot of stressors and a lot of changes that people had to adjust to. So hopefully, my prayer is that everybody that's out there and that's listening to us has been able to adjust in some kind of new normal, or whatever you want to call it. That's hard to say, but we're just asking you all to be safe, continue to love your family members and take care of yourselves. And all we can do at this point is pray, do the best we can do, and keep it moving, So hopefully at some point things will get better and it won't be such a stressor for everybody, and be a better situation for everybody, hopefully, hopefully within the next few years or so, because we just don't know what it's going to look like, right? So sometimes we just have to, the things we can't change, we can change what we can do and just keep moving forward, right?
Right. The next one is retiring from your job.
Haven't done that yet, but maybe in about 6 years. That's the goal. Yeah. Retirement. Any people where you work with that retired in the past that you remember, and how they did?
Some people that I know that have retired, they're doing very well. Majority of people that I do know have retired from military.
Okay.
And they're doing very well. I personally, I'm praying that I'll get there.
You will. We can't work forever.
Ooh, I don't want to. But
we can't work forever.
That ain't the plan for me to do that.
It's definitely not the plan for us to be doing that.
Yeah, and a lot of people have adjusted by before they retired, they invested in stocks.
Yeah.
And a
401k and different things that people do to prepare.
Yeah, for preparation. And so it sort of varies for everybody. I've seen some people that had to take a second job. They had to take maybe 1 or 2 jobs, because of the income wasn't enough.
Right. To be able to manage all that.
To manage, and the meet ends, where they just trying to survive.
Right.
Their intentions were to retire according to their schedule, but unfortunately, things come up where they might have had to take a second mortgage out, different things. So they had to get a job or two to adjust.
Yes,
but
and then some people don't like retirement. And decide. Because I know people that they decided they want to, go back to work, because some people, that's what makes them happy. They'd rather be working and be productive than just be sitting at home. But you can always make plans if you're able to travel or go to different places or do different things or volunteer. There are always other options to fill your time once you do retire. So thinking about things that you can do, even from that perspective.
Yeah, I can't wait because I want to do some traveling. I mean,
I'm ready to retire. Because if you really think about it, and I've said this a lot to a lot of people, is that if you started working when you were 15 and you are not even 50,
my God,
or less than that, it's a lot of years. Those years kind of add up, and so I would push for them to move up the retirement age earlier. They really need to make a change, because I think I've been working since I was maybe 18.
Yeah.
18 maybe.
Yeah, it's probably the same for me.
17 or 18.
17, 18, yeah.
Yeah. So
a
lot of jobs.
A
lot of jobs.
I don't miscount them, so I ain't gonna say nothing about that one. I don't want to embarrass.
You lost count of all of them, huh?
I don't want to embarrass nobody. It's probably about 100 or 2.
Well, we at that age that we probably, yes.
It is
a lot of jobs.
It is what it is.
Our last one is.
Oh, sorry. Move to a new city.
Okay. We've done that.
We have.
But we've never been out of the state. We've never moved out of state. Yeah. I've known of people that have moved out of state, and they talk about, the stress of preparing to move and getting things packed up and hiring companies to come pack stuff up, whether they're, the jobs are helping them relocate or having to do that on their own personal dime. But it can really be a challenge. It really can be stressful to have to move.
Because then you have to also think about the children.
Right.
Because you have to find a place of school education for them. Make sure that the school is nearby your residence.
Yeah.
I mean, not too far away.
In a good neighborhood.
Get that
good, safe neighborhood.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot for anybody to move out of state. I've heard some of the good and the bad and ugly. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to touch on, I guess, before we close out, is I was reading over an article that's entitled "A Psychologist's Advice on How to Cope with Life Transitions." And this is by Dr. Anna Womack. I think that's how you say that. So I thought what was really interesting, the first thing that she had down was recognizing that transitions hold a special place in life memories. Because even though it could be a traumatic experience or could have been something painful, there's still always good memory somewhere that you made, whether you were moving or whether you had a child, or even if your child got married. There's so many other life transitions that you make memories about that are so important to hang on to, that you have for years to come. View stress not as a threat, but as a challenge. You can take an event that you maybe be feeling afraid of moving into and make it a positive.
Yeah.
Make it a positive, and know that you can rise above the occasion and conquer any situation. The number 3 says, appreciate the benefits of change. Changes in routine can serve as a way to allow you to grow, right? Changes in routine, changes in location, changes with friends. These are opportunities to grow,
right?
And add to your life and to your memories, right? Number 4, remember the times that you successfully, I like she had said it, you successfully, I can't even say that word today, navigated a previous transition. Sometimes we have to look back, and even in the spiritual sense, look back maybe of how God brought us through something, or our Heavenly Father's brought us through something like that, and knowing that whatever you did to make, to help yourself overcome this challenge, that you've moved forward, that you have something to be proud of,
right?
That you're able to transition because you've gone through maybe a similar situation or even things that were tougher than that.
Yeah.
So just looking back on your successes, on how you were able to move forward. Okay. And I love number 5, turn to your support network. Just think about having a baby, changing your job. We have COVID pandemic,
Yeah.
loss of a loved one. You
Yeah.
always going to need somebody that you can lean on.
Oh, yes.
You're always going to need that support, that inner circle we were talking about before. So important. So having those family members that in your life and having those friends helps you deal and cope with the stress. And having a social support is just such a strong thing to have, period. Because I remember I worked with as a mental health case manager one time, and a lot of people that I worked with didn't have the supports of their family. You know, they may have a few friends or whatever, but it's so important to have support no matter what situation you're going through. Number 6, I like prepare. That ties into what we were talking about. You're planning those things that you can plan about with the transition.
Right.
When you're going to move, who's going to help move their stuff, who's going to help the family with other children that you may have while you're delivering your new baby. You know, so it's just a lot of things to remember. We got to pray, we got to prepare when we can and think ahead, because everything's not a sudden transition. You know, some things you have time to plan ahead about, right? Use a transition to reflect on where your life has been and where it's going. Because Ms. Stan and I talk a lot about self-evaluation, right?
Yeah.
We were doing that before. Take a look at your life and see, where am I now?
Right.
What is my plan for my future? Do I want to be farther along in my career? Or what is it that I really want to do? But just reflect on where your life has been, the things you accomplished, the things you haven't accomplished and would like to, and kind of look to the future about what you want to do. Okay. Definitely number 8, focus on the positive aspects. Focus on the positive aspects. Okay. So that's a good thing to always keep in mind. I'm trying to flip my little pages here, especially when they had an example here. About with moving and you need to downsize. Downsize, it can allow you to declutter. I like that.
Yeah.
And moving, even because of financial issues, can perhaps put you in a new community where you can make new friends. So that I love that one. Look out for the hopeful signs in every transition, and you're bound to feel better about things. I'm trying to stay in the picture. I keep sliding around. Sorry about that, y'all. Number 9, use role models to inspire you through this transition. Think about the people that you look up to, or those who have that you know of are either going to do something that you wanted to do and can help you, or those who have already done it, and they can guide you and mentor you into how you can move forward with whatever transition that you're aspiring to, right? Okay. And let's see. Number 10 is realize that life change is just a part of life.
Yeah.
You know, there's always going to be change. It's always a challenge for some people to adjust to change. It's always going to be change, but just knowing that you can still make it through the transition. Whatever it is that you're going through, that change, regardless, is going to be something that's ending up helping you out, and it's going to be for your good, right?
Yes.
Okay. This one says, and let me go ahead and read this last part. Without change, our life courses would be very dull indeed. It would be boring if we never had any change. You may not be seeking to change, but when it seeks you, take heart in the fact that no one's life, I'm fading again, I'm sorry, that no one's life ever stands completely still. People enter your world and leave it. Material possessions come and go, and careers invariably involve turning points. No one ever gets through life without undergoing some type of change. So when it happens, don't fight it. I love that.
That's good.
When it happens, don't fight it. Go with the flow.
Go with it.
Go with the flow. All right. Anything else you want to add that you think?
Yeah. Don't focus on what you lost. focus on what you gain.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Those things come for a reason. Those
Mhm.
materialistic things you can always replace.
Yeah.
We lost so much. We lost
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
But due time and working together, and
Right.
you gotta work together.
Right. Exactly.
That's a must.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're single, a single mom, single dad, keep striving. Those things you can always get back and better, believe it or not.
And use your support system. Use your village.
Yeah.
We often say, what is it? Takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
So use your supports. Don't be, what is the word I'm looking for? Sometimes we tend to think, oh, I don't want to bother so-and-so. She got so much to do. Or I don't want to bother him.
Mm.
I know he's got his family. Use your supports.
Yeah.
Your friends are there. Your family members are there for you to lean on and to help you in whatever situation that you're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
This is a good discussion. Life transitions.
Mm-hmm.
I pray that you guys take this at heart and really take it as a learning process, what we present to you today.
Yeah.
Our goal, like I was telling you before, is to uplift and to help you along life's journey.
Right.
32 years we've been together, 32 years of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a little something to tell you. Just a little something.
Maybe a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little.
Petite.
Just a little bitty. Yeah.
So,
but
but we love this time that we share with you, and we're looking forward to seeing you again. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to view us on Safar TV. So we'll be coming with other things. And as we stated before, in the future, we're planning on having guests that we can come and do some other topics that would be beneficial to all of you.
Yeah.
So have a great Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, guys. Love you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Welcome to Safar TV.